This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. The first match on the show itself, Razor Ramon and Marty Jannetty beating the 1-2-3 Kid and Sid. What an odd team that is. 1-2-3 Kid and Sid. It happens when Ramon pins Sid after a bulldog off the middle rope. Goldust is going to watch the match at ringside and talk about how masculine Ramon is, and then give Todd Pettengill a note, which turned into a love letter. Meltzer would say this match was a disappointment as Jannetty's work has been slow and sluggish since returning, and Sid was pretty bad. The match just never got going, although there was good heat for Ramon versus Kid. He gave it a 1.25 stars. A lot to unpack here. Let's talk about Sid and the Kid. I mean, that could have been a fun team name, and I guess they sort of offset each other pretty nicely. You've got a lot of acrobats and a lot of martial arts and fancy high flying moves. And then you got big brooding choke slams.
Yeah. The only thing was you didn't see a whole lot of that high fly and just goddamn whiz-erking all over the place there. Sid and Kid, Sid and the Kid, that would have been the name. If we'd only thought of that then is the tag team, then fuck, it would have been tag team champions and would have had a whole completely different world around us as we sit here today. Big Sid Udi, as Eddie Gilbert used to say. Ooh, it's Sid Udi. It was decent, but it wasn't anything to write home about and go, holy shit, did you see that match? It was okay. And especially when you consider the talent involved in it, at least with Razor, Marty, and Kid, and then just Sid from sheer star power and being a monster. But it was, for my purposes, I thought it was just okay. Nothing great.
Let's talk about the whole Razor thing. We've talked about this before in our Razor episode, and I think in our Goldust episode. This was like the original plan of where we were heading with Goldust and Razor, and I think we wanted to probably stretch this out a little longer. How far in were you with this before Razor said, "Hey man, not comfortable"?
Well, at this point, we were still in the early makings of it, and I never got if Razor had an issue with Dustin, or just the Goldust character, or the way that the personal issue was going to work out. But Razor just didn't, I don't think Razor was ever really into it, but he was in the beginning. Okay, man, I'm willing to try and we'll see where this goes and shit. But I never felt that he really had his heart into it, never embraced it to the point of, yeah, man, I'm going to go out and get this guy over. And we're going to have a hell of a hot personal issue and do some crazy shit. I don't think Razor was ever at that point at all.
Let's talk a little bit about, Marty Jannetty. Meltzer points out you forgot to turn your mic off and just coughed right into it.
And when I coughed, I looked over and it wasn't blinking. I did try. I mashed the button, and it's a button on top there that I was hitting, and then I was coughing.
I wasn't even there. Marty Jannetty looking a little sluggish.
I didn't do the thing, and I had in my throat.
Oh, okay. Let's move on.
Now I'm just going to fucking cough. I ain't even going to fucking try no more.
Can we talk about Marty Jannetty? Is that possible?
Sure.
It's written in the Observer here. He's slowing down. Is he just partying too much? Is he got some injuries going on? We've talked about the hokey pokey that is Marty Jannetty a lot here on the show. And I don't know, chat me up on where you were with him in 95.
I think that at this point, I think Marty saw Sean's career going in one direction and his career going in the other direction. So I don't think it was a matter of Marty slowing down more than it was an attitude of Marty that, fuck, Sean's going to do his thing. And Marty almost accepting or relegating himself to the role of, I'm the other guy. I'm Marty Jannetty, which has become kind of like a Munson in Kingpin. He was the Marty Jannetty of the team. And that always dumbfounded me because Marty was a fucking excellent worker and, an incredible part of the Rockers team. Yes, Shawn went on. I guess it's because Shawn went on to a lot of fame and fortune and Marty didn't. But I always thought Marty was incredibly talented and a great fucking talent. Here, I think it was more his attitude than anything that was kind of showing in his ring work.
Owen Hart beat Diesel by DQ in 434 when Diesel shoves the ref after using the jackknife. After the match, he used another jackknife. Meltzer would say Hart did a great job of carrying this, 1.5 stars. I like this continuing to build Diesel with the attitude. He's not happy with the way everything ended at Survivor Series. And now, it's our follow-up pay-per-view in December. We're showing him with a hard edge. I think the next month he's actually going to start flipping people off. Kind of a big deal here. Did you like this progression of the Diesel character?
I did. It was more, it was more to the true character. So it was coming to life, and it was something that Kevin was comfortable in, and I think that resonated. People could believe in it.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.